Well, I used to do mine quite, like flat and like round. Yeah. Like really rounded, like a helmet would be. And I put fur on it, and I was like, it just looks a bit wrong. So I studied other people's digigrades, which is fine.
Which is one of the best things to do as well.
Study what other people are doing, and then study anatomy. So I realised that you could have it shaped to your leg like that, and then go up at a slight point at the top. So then the fur sorts itself out back over again, and you look like you've got a better shape to it. Because when it was like all these make it look quite round, but these are like proper like pointed at the tops. And when you put your fur on it, obviously you've got like a more realistic shape to it. Because dogs' legs aren't just like fat round tree trunks. So
but I mean, like any other costume making, look at references. Tutorials online. Some tutorials online are still brilliant to look at. It's just like any other costume, referencing is one of the most important
Same with
things.
Drawing, everything else, referencing, not copying. I'm not talking about copying. I'm talking about referencing. You can look at somebody else's suit and go, oh yeah, I want one of those, like exactly the same. Make it exactly the same. You've not really shown how individual you can be and how you've not shown yourself properly there. That's what I made the first mistake with mine. So
another thing is what I forgot to say. Digigrade, gluing it.
Gluing it onto the leggings.
Gluing it on. What we've done is what most people do is. Where's that picture? I think mine was better because it's more clear.
Oh, you got a better one?
No. I mean the one of my legs.
Oh yeah.
Those are just leggings from Primark. £3. You can either keep it like that, or what both me and Laura have done, have bought an extra pair, bigger pair, and put them over the top of them, just so that they stay in place. Because you will find, as we found when we were there, I don't even know how long we were doing it, foam does not like spandex or lime or whatever the hell.
It's not like anything. So you can use spray glue, like Super 77, or you can use hot glue. I don't know what anything else you could really use except sewing pillows and then like Velcroing to the inside. I've never tried that yet, so I don't know how that method works. I just hot glue it to leggings.
Sorry, there's a glue called Evo Stick. It's a fantastic glue.
Evo Stick's brilliant, yeah. Evo Stick is very good.
It's a solvent glue though, so you
with hot glue it dries like that. Yeah. You don't need to put more on to do this.
So best if
Super 77, you're holding it, and you're holding it, and you're holding it.
With hot glue, like even though you say that, is you still holding it. Put pressure on it still. Don't just be glue, yeah, that's fine.
So,
I mean, some people do sew their digigrade into their bodysuits, but like they're so much easier to wash.
I just put it in the washing machine on cold and it's fine.
As you'll find with bodysuits, they do get stinky very
quickly. So don't just think Febreze will do. I can just put Febreze on, wash it. Don't put fur in the washing machine, please God.
I'm going to scratch your head. Okay. We're running short on time. Right, bit everyone looks at, because everyone's going to admit it. When you see a fursuit, the first thing you look at is going to be the head.
And if you meet anyone, you won't notice it, but I learned this in art. The first thing you look at is a person's eyes, straight up to their eyes, and that's why people notice your head the most. So that's why I like realistic suits, because they have like really nice eyes and details in the face.
Okay, I'm going to use her for example. Just a quick lowdown on these, because all of these suits, these three and Decon's head over there is exactly the same. They do come with these, as you can see, the following eyes. So no matter what direction the head is facing, the eyes will always be looking at you.
Creepy, I know.
As you can see over here, it's exactly the same. Now these eyes you can buy. These are the blanks you bought, weren't they?
These are my forward-facing blanks. These are taxidermy eye blanks, and they're much more shiny, realistically looking, but they will only look forwards.
They will only look forward, so they will stare into your soul.
You get a really nice paint job on them because they're so clear.
These ones are bought blank. These are all hand painted.
You have to paint those. I buy these from Asha because I can never cast clear resin properly. I mean, she has the means to do so, so I use those. And sometimes they can have. This one's got quite a few bubbles in it and things like that. You'll notice that because you can't get resin really, really clear if you're trying to do it yourself. You need like a vacuum chamber and all this jazz.
I think you've still got the resource sheets, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing
that. Has that got her website on it?
Got her website.
Okay. Moni Asher, she is very good for little bits.
And there's a few other people out there that will do other bits as well if you ask them.
And another thing that all three suits offer, which I'm not going to show too much of, which some of you may have sort of we were walking around the park, LED eyes. Glowing eyes. You don't obviously don't have to have these. This is just another luxury you can have with a suit.
But I do have a lot of people asking me where do you put the box, where do you put the box?
Do you mind?
No, because this
you got pictures.
I suppose there's other ways to do it, but I've only ever done it one way because I think it's the best and the most protected. I'm just trying to find the best picture for it. It's probably Decon's.
It's not his woman.
Double click. Your laptop's like no.
Screen says no.
Right,
go.
Right. Oh no, this is mine. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
she's lit up.
Right. I swooped this panel down in to here, where this. I don't want to give away too much of the back of the head because I've worked on that for years now. The back of the head has some foam on it, and I cut a little square for the little. Yeah, that's fine. Cut a little square for the box in it. Popped the box in, made a foam cover that had Velcro, and like blended it into the foam that was already on the head. So you really just have like a sloped head like that, and then when you lift the panel up, obviously your fur will help you hide that panel really well. Yeah. As you can see on her, you won't be able to see where the join ends, but you obviously pull it up and you've got your panel in there. And you sit it on the top of your head because I was thinking in the mouth, there's a lot of condensation and wet going on inside that head. You get hot in those. So combination of electrics and water are not going to go very well. So I trailed the wires up out the resin head to sit on the top because nobody wants to go out on a fursuit in the rain. I hope you don't. So that's well protected on top of the head. Even if somebody hits you, I've had people hit me before. If somebody hits you on the top of the head, the foam's going to protect anyway. And it's only a battery box. I mean, nothing's really going to go wrong with that.
You know, I've just forgotten on the main things about heads. What? How to start shaping them. Right. Because actually, this is it. You just start first and you magically just hit the base of the head.
This is the first product.
Right. As you can see with these ones, it's exactly the same as these two and Deacon over there. These are all resin heads made out of, what's it called? Cast
onyx urethane. Onyx urethane, because I use the rotary casting resin heads. There's a lot of shit to that, so I'm not going to go through that. If you want the links to tutorials, I have the tutorials. So, I mean, plastic urethane, which will last a long time, seriously. I shape a lot of mine with foam, because I don't like every resin cast to look the same. Every wolf will come out the same, and all this. So for an angry character, you might deepen the brows. For a feminine character, you could slope the cheekbones and the nose in, and get creative with it.
On your resources, do you have a tutorial to casting stuff?
No, I forgot to add that.
Okay, no, it's just because I'm just kind of too short on time and also to explain it, but
no,
casting
is... Yeah.
We can explain it to you, but it will...
You just sit there looking at it. So you need to visually see how it happens to really get it.
Who has a good Cosero?
Cottonwood Creatures has a good one.
Yeah, there are so many, if you type in like fursuit resin cast tutorials...
She's the first person that will come up.
She'll probably be one of the first people. I would say we would explain how to do it with you, but if you don't know what you're told, if you don't know what you want to hear or what you know, it will just go straight over your head and it will waste time.
The thing you definitely need is a mannequin head.
Yes.
You need a mannequin head.
But please don't measure your head around the mannequin head.
No.
Because you'll find like someone me who's got a huge head. I think it's 24, 23.
Yeah.
And you'll find that most mannequin heads are about 20, 21.
Yeah.
So your head was fine, Deacon.
Yeah.
Your tiny little head.
Polystyrene heads, the wig stands, are not human heads, okay? I'm not going to show you what's underneath that, but she has like a dirt face drawn on everything. She was padded with foam. I used car filler to like pull it on to get her really solid. You can get one from Monster Makers, but I contacted them 5 times on an email and never ever got a reply, so I was like, well, that's incredibly reliable. So I skipped that, bought a plastic one with shoulders, get the shoulders on it because it's nice to put it down and it won't just fall over. Yeah. So the shoulders, I padded it with foam, all this jazz, because it's generally the top of the heads that are like flat, and you're like, well, I don't have a table head. So you obviously pad it out, look at photos, measure it everywhere, and then you've got a mannequin head for life.
Sorry, no, I'm sorry, but I've got
20.
Yeah. Keeping these heads on, toonie heads are a bit different, and they're a lot. They're easier to make. Toonie heads are always the best thing. Balaclavas, ones that you would go skiing with, but please don't buy thermal balaclavas. The last thing you want is to keep the heat in whilst wearing a head. So you can just get like cotton ones. I mean, I'd buy cotton ones on eBay for like 2 or 3 quid, really not that expensive. With foam, it's basically it kind of goes back to like the digigrading. It's just carving and padding, and it's just getting the shape, once again referencing itself.